Yes, ladies and gentlemen, bringing back the one, the only, from parts unknown, Radio Griff.
It's always a pleasure to be here in the world of wins.
Yes, sir, and the streak is over. I'm not talking about the consecutive start streak from Russell Wilson. That is on the line, but Radio Griff's win streak is nil.
Oh, no.
It is, but you know what? I don't blame you. Not everyone can maintain perfection all the time, but you look back to get on your winning ways. Last week, you went 7-9. I went 10-6. But let's look back on week 4, Griff. We had a lot of goings on, including a little drama with your San Fran 49ers. Go into that. What's going on with your QB1 situation?
You know, man, I what's the phrase? I feel like I'm George W. Bush. I can't quite get the phrase right here. But it's if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. You know, and I feel like that's going to end up being an issue for the Niners this year. I don't think they know exactly what to do. I think when healthy, Garoppolo is the obvious answer at this point. I mean, he led them to a Super Bowl a couple of years ago. The guy's legit. He's an NFL legit quarterback, probably in top half of the league in quarterbacks, top 15 or so, I'd say for sure. But he can't stay healthy. Then we got Trey Lance out there, and I don't think we know what we have with him. I think it's too early. I mean, it seems like most experts agree he's just not ready yet. He's got a skill set that could be very good, but I just don't think he's ready yet. And this 49ers football team, I really don't think can afford to have him learn on the job. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. And without a quarterback. In a lot of pressure. I'm starting to hear it. You know, I follow, you know, being a 49ers fan, I follow lots of the beat writers and stuff on social media. And I'm getting the vibe. There's starting to be some pressure on Kyle Shanahan there. It's time to step up, Kyle. Like, I think fans in San Francisco are tired of losing. And, you know, it's go time. Everything besides the quarter. I mean, you have two quarterbacks, but everything else is Super Bowl caliber for the most part. And people want to see results now.
Yeah, I mean, rightfully so. They started off doing pretty well. I mean, got a big win in week 2. Right. The future looked bright, and now they find themselves in third place in an NFC West division, which, by the way, has an undefeated Cardinal team at 4-0. And then the Rams, which arguably, like you said, could be the best team in this division. We'll wait and see, but they're 4-1. So 49ers coming into this week on the road, taking on division rival. We'll get our predictions for that, but also want to get into a little bit of division rivalry here too, because Thursday night, Griff, we saw Russell Wilson leave in the third quarter. Apparently he was trying to give Aaron Donald the birdie as he blitzed him and then jammed his middle finger on Aaron Donald's muscular bicep. Is that the correct analysis there?
You know, honestly, I did not watch much of the game. I was watching some of the baseball game, and then I fell asleep on the couch. I wake up, I look at Twitter like at midnight, and I see Russell Wilson trending on Twitter. And I'm like, uh-oh, that can't be good. Like, he either did something very great or something happened, and I saw what happened. But I think to me, your analysis sounds correct. And yeah, the Seahawks. But how about Geno Smith? From everything I saw, he stepped in and did okay.
Yeah, he had that late turnover that could have cost him the game. But if you're Pete Carroll, you're not looking to Geno Smith to win you a game. I mean, he's a game manager at best and did the best. I mean,
built around Russell Wilson. If he's hurt, their chances, especially in that tough division, like you said, I think dramatically decrease at this point. So as a Niners fan, I mean, I hope he takes time to get healthy.
Yeah, and for those of you, you know, Seahawk fans that are really wondering if this streak is going to hold up so he can eventually catch up to Brett Favre, don't worry, he never will. With Brett Favre's 297 consecutive regular season starts, I mean, we're about halfway there with Russell Wilson. Do you anticipate 10 more years at that position, never missing a start? It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, no.
It only happens if you wear Wrangler jeans, and I don't think that Russell Wilson is a Wrangler man. He looks more of like a Versace, Gucci, whatever Sierra is dressing him in.
Whatever she tells him to put on, I think that's what he's putting on.
Mm-hmm. He seems kind of like a yes man, you know, from the outside in.
For sure.
Absolutely. He's no Jimmy G. But what does your
No.
timeline look like? Because the experts, the NFL experts, Griff, are saying 2 to 3 weeks minimum. And can he afford to stay out that long? And especially when they're coming up against these division opponents.
Oh, I mean, if he can play this week and he's healthy, you got to play him. There were some reports that he was going to practice on Friday. I didn't see confirmation if that happened or not. So it's weird. He at first post game, he sounded like he thought it was going to be worse. Then a little bit later, Kyle Shanahan spoke and was like, "Oh, he might be ready next week. We'll see."
Mm-hmm.
So I think Jimmy's just frustrated. He's frustrated even with himself and with the situation that he keeps getting hurt. He doesn't know what to do.
Women, man, they weaken the legs, and Jimmy G is a handsome devil. You know, he probably has his fair share of club nights. I mean, arguably the most dynamic quarterback backup, good looking tandem in the NFL. I mean, we talked about that in week 1, as you recall.
We've talked about this before, right? Yeah. I'm glad you've come around and realized that. Yeah.
Well, Nick Foles and whoever he was with doesn't really do it. And, but let's move on. Hyper hetero time here in Wen's world.
Yes.
As we look at week 5, Griff ready to get back on the horse here and get back to his winning ways. But let's start off in the NFC West, man, because we talked about it. We teased it. But your Niners 2-2, third place in the NFC West, travel into Zona to take on the undefeated, as I called it last week, to beat the Rams. They did it in style. Cardinals. What say you, Griff? Let's be honest with ourselves here.
I'm nervous. I'll give you that. The Niners, even when they were at their best, have had trouble with mobile quarterbacks, like extremely mobile quarterbacks, as in Kyler Murray.
Oh, extreme.
And that offense is clicking. Cliff has got it going on. And I'm very concerned. I don't, in Arizona, I don't expect the Niners to win this game. I'm rooting for them to win, obviously. I don't see them scoring enough points to win this game, especially if Trey is playing. I just don't. He, like you said, he has the skill set, but can he score? You're gonna have to score 30 plus points in this game to win. Arizona can do it. I don't know if the Niners can. So I'm gonna have to pick the Cardinals.
You know what? I admire your upfront, honest, like analyst head there, because it's hard to separate. You know, I cheer for a losing team right now, and I'm probably
lost the win.
May or may not choose against them, but you're gonna have to wait and find out here. I'm gonna take the Cardinals too. In case you were wondering, folks, we weren't able to record in time for that Thursday night game that we talked about where Wilson got hurt, but Griff was smart and didn't take the Seahawks. I took the Seahawks there. Of course, the Rams looking fantastic right now. So Griff, good news is you're up 1-0. So even if the Niners lose, things are still looking up for you. On to the next game. The 3-1 Panthers take it on the road to a surprising 3-1 Cincinnati Bengal team. Griff, is it just me, or are you just waiting for the shoe to drop on this Cincinnati team?
I mean, you have to be, right? I mean, we've seen this before. Teams start off hot. The season catches up with them. Injuries happen. They're not built for the long haul. They're inexperienced. They have a nice core there, and I think that's what's winning them some games right now. I haven't looked at their schedule, but I don't know if it has been necessarily that hard up until this point. You're going to go against Aaron Rodgers? I mean, come on. Aaron Rodgers against the Bengals? I mean, I don't care what year it is. You're always picking Aaron Rodgers in that game.
Griff, I feel like this is where the shoe drops for all the Ohioans out there. If you live in the state of Ohio, if you're a Bengals fan, this is the week where reality slaps you in your face. Not only do you have to deal with the inclement upcoming weather in the Northeast/Midwest, you're kind of in that tweener phase there, but you also have Aaron Rodgers coming into town with something to prove. He's got his leather jacket on. He's ready to eat the Bengals alive. Griff, I'm with you. If you're choosing against Aaron Rodgers, I would say to, first of all, relax, and second of all, reassess, because
I like that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. The Packers are winning this game. This is my lock of the week, Griff.
Lock of the week. Wow.
It's happening. It is happening. 9:30 Sunday morning, live from across the pond. The one-win Jets taking it to the A-Town Falcons. Griff, I got to say, man, I got an upset pick this week.
Are Are you picking the Jets? Because I am too.
The upset could go either way. I'm not even sure who's favored, but it's hard to tell with both of these teams playing each other. Like who would be, is favored even a good word to use in this matchup?
It's a pick 'em game, right? I mean, I don't. What is the Vegas line on this game? I don't know. Well, what's going on with the Falcons? Calvin Ridley, for personal reasons, isn't there. Well, what's going on? I feel like Arthur Smith has already lost control, and this might be a one and done thing with him as head coach. I don't know. I mean, they might be time to just tear it all down, get rid of Matt Ryan, obviously, bring in some young quarterback, some young coach. I question what's going on with the Falcons.
And you should, Griff, and even Falcons fans are questioning. And this whole, okay, this is not a hot take. You're used to those here in One's World, and I understand that. But this is real talk here. Personal reasons. Griff, what would happen at your job? I don't know where you work. Well, let's say you worked at an Arby's, right?
Right.
And you called your shift manager and said, hey, boss, for personal reasons, I'm electing to not participate in today's activities. How do you think that they would respond to that?
They would probably say, well, why don't you take all the personal time you need and just don't come back again, right?
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. What gives, Griff? What gives with these guys? Personal reason. It happened last week with Lane Johnson, our best offensive lineman out. Everybody else on the line except for Kelsey is hurt. And so,
is this a new millennial, Gen Y, Gen Z thing that you can just call out? I mean, these guys, I know they're practicing all week, but it's go time once a week for 16, 17 weeks.
Yep.
That's all that's asked of you. And it's not like you're getting paid $9 an hour like you would at Arby's.
Yep.
You're getting paid millions of dollars. You can't suck it up. Oh, you have to fly 5 hours to London. Like, I mean, maybe they're just not saying, maybe he has COVID, I guess. I don't know. Is that still a thing?
Not since Biden cured it all.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I don't know what's going on, man. I think it's more, he feels too comfortable. Would Bill Parcells, would Bill Belichick, Jimmy Johnson, would those types of guys allow this to happen?
No.
They would say, you're gone.
In a heartbeat, Griff, in a heartbeat. And I think you're on to something.
The players wouldn't even think of it. They wouldn't even think of calling out. Now, maybe he truly has something going on, and for medical reasons, they can't say. I don't know.
But those are medical reasons. Those aren't personal reasons. Like,
yeah, you would think you would say he's sick.
So the only two things that I think would be acceptable are death of an immediate family member or the birth of a child. Other than that, what else is there in life that can keep you from playing football?
Why wouldn't you say that? Oh, his mom died. He can't come, or he has a kid being born. Everyone would celebrate that and understand.
And they usually do.
Vague personal reasons, and that therefore that might be, maybe it is a kid being born, and maybe it's the Falcons management, PR, coaches, whatever, are the ones being coy about it.
Griff, this just in from the TMZ rumor hotline. Let me make sure I get this 85% accurate. Yes, perhaps the reason that they're not disclosing that it's the birth of a child is because this child ain't with the lady that Calvin Ridley says he was with. I'm just saying, you don't know. Maybe they don't want to divulge it and then, create a fire, all these storms, the internal conflict. I mean, but seriously, like, this is absurd. It is a Gen Y, Gen Z, Gen double Z thing, because like you said, those old school coaches would not put up with this nonsense. And I'm really surprised, especially if you're a team that's losing games, that you give these players any rope. Like, it's one thing if you're undefeated, you let a guy who's busted his butt week in, week out at practice and on Sundays and Thursdays and Mondays, whenever you play. And then they need a week off. I get that. Because in the NBA, even in Major League Baseball, you get a couple days off here and there to rest your body. But this is unacceptable. And I'm taking a stand. I am out with personal reasons in the NFL. Either call it for what it is, tell me why you're out, or play. Right. That's it.
I agree. We deserve to know, right?
We deserve to know. We're paying fans. I pay $300 a year to watch these people play, and I want to see them play. You know who else I want to see play? I want to see the Detroit Lions get a win. I do. We picked them last week. We picked them last week, and both of us were wrong.
I think we were a week early on our Lions upset special. I like the Lions in this game. I think they're going to do it. Dalvin Cook has been speaking publicly, like he's not at 100%, but he's still going to kind of play. What's going on there too? Like, why are you saying that? Be quiet, okay?
Exactly.
I'm not. I don't have any faith in Zimmer. Kirk Cousins, he had a good game last week.
Is it Kirk or Kurt?
Kirk. I just say Kirk.
Like
and,
Kirk,
I think
Kirk Cameron, like Kurt or Kurt Warner.
Curtis Cameron. I like Dan Campbell.
I just want to have a beer with Dan Campbell. You know,
I'm scared of him.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to have more than one because he could be an angry drunk, but one, just one to kind of see what he's about as a guy, because you can tell a lot about a person after they've had some drinks. I am gonna go with the Vikings. Why not?
Wow.
Why not? Why not? They've won one game, so they've shown me something, and plus they're at home, so why not? Let's keep it interesting, Griff. Saints at the nameless team that plays out of our nation's capital.
I mean, this game doesn't intrigue me.
Yeah,
honestly.
2-2. 2-2.
Doesn't intrigue me. I'll take the Saints in this game.
Gosh, this is a pick'em game. I'm gonna go with the Saints too, Griff. I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Heineke looked good last week, though.
Listen, I think Heineke. If you're listening, Taylor, this is what you need to do.
Didn't you call this early in the season? I feel like we talked about Heineke, and you're like, he's the real deal.
I had an opinion.
Was that someone else?
I'm going to own it.
I don't know.
I'm going to own it. I'm going to own it. Now, you know what? I think what we saw last year in the playoffs against Tampa Bay was enough. And at the beginning of the year, I said, this guy could be something special. We'll wait and see. It's a wait and see thing. But hey, I mean, a guy who just started getting first team reps, I mean, this year, he was never supposed to be the starter. And now they're 2-2, and they're going to play the Eagles soon. So they'll probably win that game. But yeah, it's interesting. And I like the guy. He just reminds me of like a hard worker, like somebody that comes to work early, leaves late, stays and watches tape. And bottom line is, I wasn't sure what to think, but he gave me a reason to kind of believe. So I was like a Christmas and Easter kind of believer. I watch from a distance, kind of follow the story, but not really all in. And now I don't know, Griff, I might be going on those like summer holidays to watch Heineke play. I'm just saying, not walking in late, skipping the music at the beginning. You know what I'm talking about there. And I think this guy,
anyways.
It's all fake smoke and lights and all the shit.
Give me the meat. Give me the
meat and taters.
I want the fire and brimstone. I don't want the fake fog and the electric guitars.
Griff wants a little more Old Testament in his diet. All right, a little less mercy and grace, a little more works, a little workspace redemption there.
Oh, I didn't say that.
You didn't have to. I said it for you. Griff, I'm all about words that sound alike. Don't ask me what the word is for that, because I don't know. I went to public school. But one thing's for sure is that Taylor Heineke, think about that. Heineke needs to do a commercial for Meineke. You're welcome. Pen drop. Boom. I mean, it writes itself. Nation's capital, terrible traffic. You need good tires. Kick the tires on this quarterback. Let me write it for you, Meineke. I'll be your marketing consultant. I got you covered.
Is Meineke still a thing? Does Meineke still exist?
Yeah, unfortunately, their mascot has been losing weight, so it's made their tires look like those really slim tires. By the way, why does anybody drive on those? It looks like you're going to get a flat in 5 miles from now. I'm sorry, but I just can't. Give me the old school thick tires that I can kick when I'm at a dealership. So there's your marketing tip for the week. I am taking the Saints. We already said that, but just to be clear, because I went on this diatribe for Heineke. Boy, oh boy, did the Patriots come close last week, Griff. It was not the blowout that we anticipated. 19-17, the final score on the short end of that. But they go into Texas, where the Texans still play 1-3, going against 1-3. Is it just me, or do the Patriots seem like such a better team than 1-3 says?
They really do, don't they? They really do. I'm glad we're back here together. I like the Patriots in this game.
I love the Patriots.
I was impressed with Mac Jones last week. I have a theory that Belichick threw that game last week on purpose.
Oh, I got to hear this. What you got?
No, that's the theory. I think he's okay. What's the guy doing kicking in the rain with the kicker who apparently wasn't 100% from like 80 yards what was that about? That was weird. It was a weird. It just kind of it was almost anticlimactic the way it ended. It was just like everyone thought he would go for it.
4th and like 3 or something like that. It was short yardage,
Like
right?
Short.
And
It was short yardage.
57-yard in the rain
right,
field goal.
Right on his limit right there. I mean, we saw it, the doink, the bonk.
The doink
off the
but you got to know, Griff, if that goes in, then Belichick is the smartest coach ever.
I think he's like, all right, let's let the football gods decide. You know what? Let's let them decide. I'm not going to go for it. That would be the call that most coaches these days would make, would be go for it in that situation, even if it's not raining. But I don't think Belichick doesn't like. He's like, I'm going to leave it up to the gods of football to decide this game. I don't think he truly tried to win it as much as he left it up to variables, which is unlike Belichick. I think he has a soft spot for Tom Brady. I think they're tighter than. I don't think there's truly this like negative energy between them. I think they're tighter than we were led to believe. And he let Tom get one there.
That's an interesting take. No, that's a really interesting take. And if you go for it there, Griff, and you don't get it, then of course it's why do you kick the 57-yard field goal in the rain and wind and all that?
I mean, most people hate kickers, and it was raining. Yeah. It was 57 yards. I don't think anyone's gonna be like, oh, you should have kicked it. I don't know. I mean, some would, of course, but overall,
I blame analytics, Griff. This is all about this analytics, and we're seeing it in other sports, baseball, the exit velocity, and all this nonsense. Just get out of my ear with your numbers. All right, play the game. Go with your gut. If that's Belichick's gut, okay, fine. But I have to believe that somebody's in his ear saying 68% of the time when people kick it in 57 yards, and like all this stuff. All right, and it cost him. And you're right. And the football gods do not smile on coaches that play not to lose. And he played not to lose. He didn't play to win, like you said, Griff.
I agree. I agree.
Last second, let's get one on Tom. And it was a 2-second exchange between Belichick and Brady. And it's funny, too, because Josh Daniels had like a minute exchange with Brady. It was a love fest. I love you, man. Hey, I'll talk to you soon. It was like, oh, whoa, wait, what are you guys talking about? What are we talking about? Okay. All right, there's a little something there. And look, when you play for the Patriots for so long, there's history. But like you, I really like Mac Jones. This guy has a future. Brady kind of, I don't know, how would you take it, Griff, if somebody beat you in a sport and then said, well played, big guy? Like, that's something you say to your son. Like, well played, big guy. We'll get him next time. It was a total slap, and you could tell Mac Jones took it as such. The media makes it sound like he was loving on him. But I like Mac Jones, and I think he's going to be the truth. I think give it some time. But as far as this game goes, I love the Patriots too. Sorry, Griff, I digress as usual. 1-3 taking on 3-1. What do you call those reciprocal numbers, Griff, right? The Dolphins taking on the champs, the Bucs. Speaking of Tom Brady, I have a weird feeling about this one, Griff. Can you hear me?
Oh, no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
This just in, folks.
Oh, no.
Upset special.
No.
I know. Listen, there's no reason. That's why they call it upset. People are going to lose their minds. But here's the deal. The Dolphins are getting a win this week in Tampa Bay. I'm calling it right now. I have a feeling.
No. There's no way. There's no way.
There's always a way. That's why they play the games, Griff.
Tom Brady is not losing to the Miami Dolphins at home. It's not happening.
Listen, he's on this high from last week. Women weak in the legs.
That's the argument. I get it. That's the argument. They're coming down after last week. It's kind of a trap game. The Dolphins aren't. I mean, if when the Dolphins are clicking on all cylinders, they're a decent football team. Brian Flores is doing a good job. They're not winning this game though. There's no way.
All right, you're taking the Bucs. Just remember when. Let's see. Man, those defensive. They get so defensive, those Broncos, Griff. They're taking it to Steel Town. And I got to tell you, you were right about the uptick. You talked about it. You talked about Pittsburgh going down the mountain. They're going down there. It's like an avalanche in Pittsburgh. Things are falling. Farms are crumbling. It's like West Virginia. People are missing teeth. The rocks are hit. It's bonanza. I don't even know what to say about it. But one thing's for sure. It is time to panic in Pittsburgh.
Things aren't good. It's not good there in Pittsburgh. And a clash of two teams, one on the way up, one on the way down. I'm going with the Broncos. I think the Broncos kind of could put a nail in the coffin to the Steelers season right here this week already.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. Broncos win on the road there. Griff, we talked about it a little bit before. I'm wearing the jersey, the 1-3 Eagles taking on the human. We found out that the Panthers are in fact human. They lost to the Cowboys last week without McCaffrey, who also, Griff, I want to get your take on this after your pick, but complained about a short week. Said, we got 2 days to rest up, then a travel day, and then, I got to play on Thursday, and that's probably the reason I got hurt. Man up! Man up. I am so sick. This goes back to that whole personal reasons argument.
Oh,
What is going on? What is happening? I can't take it. I can't take the soft. This is football, darn it. Give me football. Be a man. Quit making excuses. I don't want to hear that you weren't 100%. If you're practicing, you're playing. And he's practicing this week. So I got to believe the Eagles are going to get slaughtered again. They're going to get slaughtered.
Wow.
Slaughtered. It's going to be ugly. Unless McCaffrey doesn't play. All right. That's all. Eagles win if McCaffrey doesn't play. McCaffrey plays, it's over.
I think you're right. And I think the Panthers are going to win this game. I am totally on Christian McCaffrey's side. He also, like Jimmy Garoppolo, is a good looking guy. He needs his beauty rest. He needs time to recover. The poor guy is involved on every offensive play that the Panthers run. So he needs time to rest and recover. I don't blame the guy. Thursday night football, do we really need it? Shouldn't we probably be spending at least one night a week with our wives? I mean,
come on. I mean, what are the other nights for? Listen, 17 weeks out of the year, Griff. Not even a third of the year. Actually, 18 weeks, right? If you consider the bye week and all that. 18 weeks, about a third of the year. Can I just have 3 days a week during those 18 weeks to watch as much football and ignore my family? I just ask. I'm just saying, as an American man, I think I deserve this.
You would think that would be allowed for all the hard work we put in. You would think, but I don't know. They seem to think football is like year round, every day. If you talk to them about it, like, no, it's only 3 or 4 days a week. All night or all day Sunday. If you're into college football, I mean, that's all day Saturday. That's just 2 days. Mm-hmm. And then you just want Monday night and Thursday night. I mean, that's not asking too much.
And then Saturdays in December,
four nights out of 7. Yeah.
It's nothing. It's nothing. I mean, I celebrate anniversaries and birthdays. I'm just saying, a little empathy from the ladies that are listening. Just saying. But in all seriousness, Griff, the Eagles are in trouble, man. And I got to say, you got Fletcher Cox calling out Jonathan Gannon, saying his game plan is weak, not utilizing the players appropriately. And this is all the scuttle. And then meanwhile, I'm still coming out I'm coming out, Griff, as a Jalen Hurts supporter still. I'm still saying
it. Oh, my gosh.
I believe in this guy. Listen, there's nothing that he's shown me. He can play. He missed a couple throws last week. I'll give you that. He missed a couple throws, but he's learning. And I got to say, man, the offensive line is just a repetitive problem every darn year with this team. People get hurt. They're out for personal reasons. I don't know what to think anymore. I'm at this point now where I just want some consistency, and at least they're giving me losses. So I will go with the Eagles to be consistent and lose, be 1-4, and Carolina to win if and only if McCaffrey plays. If he doesn't play, Eagles are winning.
I've got like 2 minutes. Traffic's bad, so.
Okay, here we go. Express lane. Titans and Jaguars.
Go south right now. Jags, they no matter what happened this past week, we didn't even have time to touch all that. Oh my goodness.
Urban's in trouble.
He's in trouble, but I think he'll get a little bit of the monkey. The monkey will take 1 foot off his back because Jacksonville's going to win this week. Titans are kind of a mess. I think Calvin Ridley, we talked about him earlier, calling out for personal reasons. I think he learned his tricks from Julio Jones, his mentor in Atlanta. Julio's not always playing. He's always kind of hurt. We don't know what's going on with the Titans. They're kind of a mess. I like Jacksonville to win this game.
Yeah, he's done. He's done after this year. Listen, these college coaches, they only work out once in a while. Pete Carroll, one of the few exceptions. But, dude, the Titans lost to the Jets last week. They're not losing 2 in a row. And they're not losing to 2 winless teams. If they lose this game, Tennessee, you got big trouble. You got big problems. I'm going to take the Titans on the road. The Browns 3-1, taking on the 3-1 Chargers. What a game, 405, Griff. I know what I'm doing.
Big game.
Big game.
Who do I look at this? Who do I trust more at quarterback? I trust Justin Herbert more. And I think their team trusts him more. Less likely to make mistakes down the stretch. I go with the Chargers.
I'm going to go with the Browns on the road. Bears at Raiders.
Who cares? Raiders.
I'm going to go with the Bears on the road. I don't know why, but why not?
Justin Fields is the starter finally.
Yeah, and he did throw some dimes. I'm going to retract what I said about him not being able to throw far because he proved me wrong. Good for him. What do I know? We talked about the Niners and Cardinals. Giants at Cowboys, 1-3. Take it on, baby.
Cowboys look good, man. Gotta go with Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree. I hate them. Bills at Chiefs, 3-1 at 2-2. Who you got?
I like Buffalo in this game. I don't think the KC defense is good enough. I don't think their defense is good enough. And I think that's going to be the deciding factor in this game. Buffalo is like destroying teams right now. They're going to put up 40, 50 points.
What did we say last week? What did you say? We both said, will the Texans even score? And they didn't.
Well, they scored. They didn't. No, I like Buffalo in this game.
I'm going to take the Chiefs at home, man. I'm still a believer. I know it's crazy, but they're a lot better than the record indicates, I think.
Oh, no.
And then Monday night, here we go. This is kind of a crap game, but let's talk about it. With the 10 seconds we have left, the Indianapolis Colts walking into Baltimore, taking on a 3-1 Ravens team. Boy, oh boy.
Maybe the worst 3-1 team in the league.
Yeah, it's arguable. Yeah.
But I don't think the Colts are very good either. I think they're very mediocre. I like the Ravens in this game.
I love the Ravens in this game. Griff, we will never, ever leave a segment here with you in When's World without the sage lyrical wisdom of one zombie Tom Petty.
I won't back down.